Welcome to a new edition of the Neon Jazz interview series with Japanese-born jazz pianist Yoko Miwa. She opened up about her latest 2019 CD called Keep Talkin. She's a native of Kobe, Japan, and was classically trained and didn't pursue an interest in jazz until she met and studied with a popular television organist and nightclub owner. These days, she is becoming known as one of the most powerful and compelling performers on the scene. She's performed on the main stage at the 2018 Atlanta Jazz Festival and drew the largest audience of any act at the 2018 Litchfield Jazz Festival. She's got great stories, a great path, so get to know her and dig this interview, my friends.
Yoko, thank you for taking a minute out for Neon Jazz. I appreciate it.
Thank you for having me. Thank you.
You bet. I really enjoy Keep Talkin. Can you open up about this album and tell me what your vision for this project was?
It represents who I am and where I'm at as a musician right now. So this is my 8th album. So as a leader, and it's a mixture of my original compositions and some of the standards and some of the covers. I'm hoping people can hear who I am, through the music. That's what I'm hoping for.
So what do you want the listener to get from this experience? They buy the album, they listen to it. What are you hoping they get from this?
I want people to enjoy my music. Of course, the jazz fans can enjoy it, but also I want people who are not really familiar with jazz, they can also enjoy this album. That's what I'm hoping for. I have residencies in Boston. We play every weekend. And every weekend I meet new fans. And, a lot of people, they never had a chance to listen to jazz closely or they never seen the live performance. So, and every time they see us, like, wow, is this jazz? Actually, I like this. I love jazz. So I'm hoping that's going to happen to somebody from this album too.
So let's go to the beginnings of your life in Kobe, Japan, and talk to me about, you were classically trained, you didn't pursue jazz until you met a popular television organist and nightclub owner. Talk to me about how you got into jazz and kind of your early, like growing up in Japan and how you got into music.
Everybody in Japan, basically they study classical piano, start from like 3 or 4 years old, start taking piano lessons. So I'm born with perfect pitch, which I can hear anything I hear, I can, play on the piano. So when I was little, I really enjoyed playing on the piano, anything I hear from TV shows and stuff. But also my mom is big, huge music lover, and she encouraged me to study, piano. And I started playing piano 3 or 4 years old, and my goal was entering the classical music college in Japan. So that while I was in college, I just fell in love with jazz, and I studied classical jazz piano lessons outside of the college with Minoru Ozone. He's a great pianist, organist, also great teacher. Since then, after I graduated from college, I completely switched to jazz.
So what early jazz albums or artists were you listening to that really got you feeling jazz?
I felt I was really close to Bill Evans because his harmony was so beautiful. Also, I know he came from classical field, so his music was closer to me, what I was playing. Sometimes I felt, when I started playing jazz, some of the voicings and, I wasn't really familiar with, very different. But Bill Evans was very easily to get into. I loved his playing so much. So definitely he's my biggest influence.
So you have a tie to Kansas City with Kevin Mahogany. You spent some time with him, and, he was really big here in Kansas City before he moved on to Florida. Talk to me about your experiences with him.
So he came to Berklee College of Music to teach in a voice department. At that time, I was a accompanist in the piano department. Now I teach there in a piano department, but that time I was just a staff accompanist. And I found out he was coming to voice department. I ran to the department. Okay, give me all his classes. I want to play for him. I played all his classes, and he liked my playing, and he hired me for his gigs outside of the school, and that was a great experience playing with him. Yeah, I felt like he's real,
Yeah.
Very cool guy. Yeah.
Yeah, totally. So, did you always have a dream of becoming a jazz musician and moving to America?
No, that's funny, right? So I never thought I'm coming to U.S. or living in U.S. So I always lived close to my parents, my family, and until I received the scholarship from Berklee, I never thought that. Even when I received the top scholarship to Berklee, still I wasn't sure if I really want to go to U.S. or not. It was big change for me. So, but I decided to come here. So it was 1997. But I was planning just staying for 1 year and come back to Japan. So plan changed completely.
Yeah. So you've been at this for a while. Your first CD in 2000 was Missed the Time. Your latest CD just released here in 2019. How do you feel about your evolution as a jazz musician since you've been releasing CDs? Are you happy with where you're at?
Yeah. I'm still developing, and I still have bigger dreams, and, I'm still struggling, but I'm happy. Sometimes I feel like I'm living in dreams, but I still have much, much bigger dream ahead of me. So, slowly getting there.
Absolutely. So, what was one of the first big jazz shows you saw live that really inspired you?
Probably when I was living in Japan. So, I saw Herbie Hancock in Blue Note in Osaka. The one thing I really remember, it was actually he came on the stage. That was before the show. The stage was still dark, but he came up on the stage and he started practicing like scales and arpeggios, warming up, and I was like, wow, even he practiced that, I really remember that, but of course he played great no matter what. But that was Herbie Hancock. Blue Note.
If you were to come to Kansas City and perform at one of our premier clubs, and you had to write up a notice or send out social media about what a show would be like that you put on live, how would you describe the feeling you would give an audience?
How do I describe it? I always enjoy what I do, Also, I think I can't not plan all the songs I'm going to play. Even I have a big show, I have several optional songs because I have to see the audience, what they're like, what kind of songs they're like. I don't know until I get to there. We've been doing that performance regularly, so we kind of getting used to that kind of situation. You have to decide on the stage sometimes what we're going to play. But no matter what, we enjoy what we do. I know audience can feel it. So I think that's most important thing.
I agree. So why do you love jazz?
Why do I love jazz? Of course I love playing classical too, but classical is, everything is there. Everything you have to play, the notes, it's there, and you cannot change it. But jazz is like, you have to be yourself, right? So you have to be different from others, and you can change anything you like. So I feel very comfortable, and I feel like just being myself, I can express myself very natural. Playing jazz is like fully expressing myself on the stage, and I love that feeling. I cannot get that kind of feeling from doing anything else. So that's why I love playing jazz.
How would you describe who you are as a person?
Could be, I'm honest. I'm being honest by myself. So I think it comes out from music too, I'm hoping. But myself.
Perfect. That's great. I like it. No, that's it, because I think that I'm not a musician myself, but I think what you do and who you are comes out in your art, and I think that's a great answer. So, Yoko, thank you for responding and getting back. I'm always so happy when I hear music that just moves me. I love this album. I play it for my son and his friends quite a bit. I'm still old school, so I pop at the CD player and like to drive around and listen to it. So
cool.
I really enjoyed it. And so keep on making the great music. Good luck with everything, and I appreciate your time.
Thank you so much.
Thanks for listening and tuning in to yet another Neon Jazz interview, where we give you a bit of insight into the finest players in Japan, New York City, Kansas City, and spots all over the world, giving fans all that jazz. And thanks to Yoko for her time and her music. If you want to hear more interviews, go to Famous Interviews with Joe Domino in the iTunes Store. Visit Neon Jazz at youtube.com, and for everything Neon Jazz all the time, go to the neonjazz.blogspot.com. Until next time, enjoy the jazz, my friends.
Neon Jazz.